2-year-old's birthday party?
Oh, I can say without question a 2-year-old's birthday party, especially one with a petting zoo and a lot of other things that he'll probably never remember. But it's good. You know, about an hour prior to the actual party starting, we said, you know, why don't we just do this in Malibu Jacks and have somebody else deal with this? But it was fun. We had a great time.
Are there any nerves now that it is game week and you're going to be back here in a few days?
Not quite yet. You know, I'm sure kind of that settles in a little bit more of the anxiousness, more Thursday, Friday as we kind of get to the later course of the weekend. Right now we're still so dialed in on, you know, each play, each practice, each rep. It's too far out, I guess you could say, for us to kind of get into that way, or myself personally to get to that place. But I'm sure, you know, getting back into Kroger Field and getting into our first game, I'm sure everybody will have a little bit of nerves, but probably hasn't hit yet.
How's the energy been this week?
Yesterday I thought was really good. Today was, you know, a little bit up and down. You know, there was a lot more plays in this practice than there was yesterday. You know, a lot of things kind of accumulated in today's practice. But we got to be sharper. You know, we got to be sharper than we were today. I think these guys understand that, and I believe they'll come out tomorrow with the right mindset and come out and execute at a high level.
Liam, we heard about Dylan Ray's a guy who maybe exceeded expectations versus what you thought initially. What has he done to kind of impress you?
Yeah, I mean, he had some really good things in training camp at times, and you know, had some things he knows he can improve on. You know, and there's times where he has some great sets, some great run blocks, some great fundamentals and techniques, and there's some other opportunities where we're scoring a touchdown, but he's not blocking the right guy or doing the wrong thing, and that comes with repetition. And I just told Dylan, hey man, for me to play, I just got to trust you. Just got to trust you. I know you're capable. I know you're a capable football player. I've really been impressed with the kid in a lot of ways, but I've got to be able to trust you with the game on the line, or to trust you to protect this quarterback at all times.
How's the game planning process been going when you're getting with Devin? What's that working relationship been like?
Yeah, he's been up probably about an hour before each day of meetings, you know, to come up and really get ahead of the game plan. These guys have the call sheets, they have the information that we've already been able to come up with, as you know, from a game plan specific standpoint. And he'll tell me, you know, I like that, I don't really love that, or hey, what are you thinking here? Could we tweak this way? And you know, you definitely listen, right? You listen to the guy who's had experience. There's some things that I'm, you know, I feel strongly about and want to do, and there's things that, you know, hey man, I can bend a little bit on that for him to be able to get what he's looking for. So it's been a good process, kind of bridging the gap between the two of us and some of the things that we've done in the past, and but he's pretty dialed into this game plan.
Notwithstanding yourself, this kind of reverts back to a question that what makes Brad White so good?
Who's that?
What makes Brad White so good?
You know, B. White's, he's a fast kid, man. You know, he can fly, and you know, he's one. You said, who'd you say?
I'm talking about the coordinator, Brad White.
Oh, Brad, our defense corner. Sorry, I didn't really hear. I thought you said B. White. No, Brad's so difficult to prepare for because he's so multiple. You know, like I said earlier in training camp, you know, when you come out against Brad and against our defense, well, you have to be ready for so many different fronts, so many different pressures, so many different coverages, that each play is kind of just exhausting, just to dial something up against him. And you know, you got guys up front that can get after the passer a little bit, and they give you so many different looks in the back end, which creates issues. And you know, he's up there as one of the best coaches I've ever met and been around, and it's going to show, I can imagine, this fall.
Coach, Ball State is returning three pretty good linebackers.
Yeah.
How has your offense kind of been adjusting for that in this week?
Those are the guys that we have to be account for. Number 32, 40, and then the safety, number 18, that will be playing as number 3. Those are the 3 best players on the field. They've also got a lengthy Sam linebacker, number 9. That's a really good player as well. That's the strength of their defense, in our opinion. Those are guys that we need to be ready for. We need to account for in all the plays. They're really fast over the top flow. They dissect things really well. They play discipline. They're tough. They're physical. And probably don't get enough credit for some of the athleticism that they have in the back end. Even though they returned, you know, had some guys go to the NFL, they have replaced them with some transfers and some guys that have played a lot of football, maybe not at this level, at a different level, but they're definitely guys that we can, see on the film as being tough, guys that, hey, we know that this team's going to be ready to play.
Liam, do you have any feel yet for how you guys will be in terms of playing clean, no pre-snap penalties, that kind of?
That is literally the thing that I got up and spoke about yesterday. Was similar thought process, not to your first scrimmage, but you want to come out of this thing without self-inflicted wounds. Right. Whether that's pre-snap penalties, alignment, assignment, turnovers, playing clean, and then the rest will ultimately take care of itself. If you play hard, you play fast, you play physical, but you don't shoot yourself in the foot, typically good things happen. And that's been the huge message this week, is to play a clean game. To be out there, no pre-snaps, no turnovers. Let's really play sharp and be on the screws. And, like I said, things usually take care of themselves.
Just in general, with all the movement, how hard are these week one games of the portal to prepare for these defenses where they have so many new guys that haven't played in that system yet?
It's difficult, especially maybe they're coming from somewhere where we don't have a lot of access to that film. So you don't have a great feel for some of those guys that have transferred and maybe didn't play as many snaps at the place that they just came from, but they're expected to be starters. That's hard. We try to make target tapes for all of our players to be able to watch the guys that they're lining up against each week to play against. Well, it's hard to find some of that information and some of that film. So one of those things, like, we're not sure on some of their starters and who's going to truly be playing what position and who they kind of go out there with, nickel or base or dime. So those are things that we're going to have to adjust to a little bit on the fly.
What did Ray Davis?
Doesn't have reputation of being a great running quarterback or anything like that. But how does he do on those second reaction plays when he has to extend a play?
Yeah.
How does he do that?
That's one of the things he's probably most comfortable doing, is when he does have to get out of the pocket, move up, escape a little bit. He does a really nice job of breaking contain and remaining a passer. Those are one of the things that he does at a high level, where he keeps his eyes down the field. He can really see things. We can get some plays off scrambles. Those are one of the things that we're really looking forward to seeing, is instead of, hey, maybe he might not get the zone read or extend the play with his legs, but he can extend the play and keep things open down the field and keep some options open, which hopefully can help us move forward.
Does that go back to what you said about all receivers are eligible?
All of them are alive. All of them.
He can see the whole field.
He can. He uses every inch of the field, and that's whether it's off drop back, whether it's off scramble, whatever it is. That's something that definitely we're looking forward to seeing on Saturday.
Have those guys had to learn to stay in it because he has that ability?
Absolutely. If you might not be the primary, you might not be number 2 in the read, but he's coming to you. And everybody has to be on the screws. Everybody's got to run. There's no taking plays off. There's no dogging it. There's no, hey, man, I'm not really the primary, so I don't think I'm going to get the ball here. Everybody better be running, because that ball can go up to at any point.
What did Ray Davis do to really separate himself throughout camp?
Ray's just so consistent. He's so consistent the way that he comes out to practice, plays every single day. He prepares at a high level. He's a kid that I trust to go out there and take care of the football, do the right things, and he's a really good runner. He makes for better blockers. He really sets things up well. He understands the tempo of the runs. I'm really excited to see what Ray can get going on Saturday, as well as the other backs. But Ray's done a great job for us over the course of the last few weeks, and really since he's gotten here.
What is it about MAC schools? They have that reputation of always giving Power 5 teams fits year in and year out. How does Ball State?
It's a good conference. I was in the MAC for 2 years when we were at UMass before we got thrown out in 2014 and 2015, and you go play and there's 5,000 people in the stands and not a ton of people. You're playing on Tuesday night, it's freezing cold, and nobody cares. They just go out and play football. A lot of the kids in the MAC, guys in the MAC are from Ohio, from Pennsylvania, from a lot in the Midwest, and people that love football. And I'm sure a lot of our players are going to be playing against guys that they might have played against in high school at some point, or in an all-star game or what have you. And they know that these kids are going to come ready to play. And this is not anything that we can take lightly whatsoever. This is a really good football team. It's a well-coached football team. and it's a disciplined football team that we're not going to walk out there and just go walk all over these guys by any means.
Okay, last one, John.
And we saw the video of Coen getting a scholarship
Yeah.
yesterday. What has he done to kind of separate himself in that room? What do you see?
Cole just comes to work every single day and literally just works his tail off. That's it. I mean, he does everything we ask him to do at a high level. And it's so rewarding to see a kid like that pays his dues, that works his tail off, that does everything right, that doesn't bust, and just all he does when he gets opportunities is make plays. And that's something that, you get rewarded for doing those things. It's typically a sign of a good program.